Hello coloring friends, so as always on Sundays we are here together for our weekly challenge Find and Color to see results for last week's prompt and to choose another prompt for the upcoming week. So about last week we've got prompt dog. It's quite a very popular prompt in coloring books, and I think nobody had problem in finding a suitable illustration for this prompt. In the whole, I've got 78 submitted illustrations. That's a lot, but that's what I expected, that there will be quite a lot of works for this prompt. There are illustrations from different books, a few from Hannah Carlson's, Lulu Maya, of course, and then so many others. And so different dogs of different breed, small and big, cute and more serious looking dogs, a few mythological dogs, so quite a variety. Let me show what I have colored for this prompt. My first choice was another illustration. I actually wanted to color that Scottish dog from Animal Portraits coloring book because I thought that would be easy for me, but then as I wanted to join this hashtag support Hannah Carlson, so at the end I decided to color a dog drawn by Hannah Carlson, though I thought it would take me more time and more effort because this dog is more realistic, and we always tend to avoid some difficulties, right? We prefer to color something that we know is easier to color, that we are more experienced in coloring, but sometimes we need to challenge ourselves and color something that we are not that good at. And so I colored this dog. This is my first ever that realistic dog that I colored. Dog portrait, quite big in size, so I needed to color more realistic way. I googled and I found a dog that reminded me of this drawing. The breed is called King Charles Spaniel, and so I tried to call this one in same colors and same kind of looking dog. So I added him this kind of brows, his ears. I didn't change anything. I decided to leave it the way Hannah drew them. I changed a little bit his eyes, that now they look more realistic, but all the rest is the way Hannah created this dog, and I do love him. I'm happy with the result, considering it's my first that big size animal with fur that I colored. I'm quite pleased with the result. I love his face, how it looks. You can see closer all that fur, hairs. Then there was a little bit unpleasant situation with background. I wanted to make it light blue, as many times before I wanted to use watercolor pencil for this, but it turned out that this paper is not good for, I don't know, maybe for all watercolor, maybe only for watercolor pencils. But when I started to dissolve this pencil, they didn't dissolve and it looked so very patchy, just terrible. And then what to do? I had to try and fix it with color pencils. I did manage to smooth it out. As the result, of course, the color looks darker than I intended it to be, but at least I'm happy that it doesn't look terrible as it did before that. So that's why I don't like watercolors, that you can't predict how it will behave on paper. I'm sorry. Of course I could try somewhere, but I've seen so many people color in this book with watercolor and it looks fine. But yeah, so I used Durant Light Fast mostly here, a little bit of Prismas and Polychromas, and gel pens for covering black lines. Also I added this writing here, of course for Hannah, get well soon, and this little heart to send her my love, that I'm thinking and praying for her. And I hope she would have liked this illustration if she saw it. So that was my dog. And now let's have a look at all other wonderful dogs sent by you for this challenge, and I hope you will enjoy it. Let's go. So that was our final slideshow of cute dogs for last week's prompt. Thank you everyone who sent their works. I enjoyed this challenge, and now it's time, as always, to choose another prompt for the upcoming week. As always, I'm very curious what we'll get, and it's an exciting moment. So let's find out. Oh. So friends, after such popular prompt as dog, we've got not that popular prompt camel. I don't think you can find that many camels in coloring books, and I suspect that not all of you would be able to find a suitable illustration for this prompt. But anyway, what I can recall right now, there are camels in Kirby Rosanes' books. I think not even in one, but maybe in several of his books. And of course, I recall that illustration from Circle of Life coloring book. I have this page completed, a page with pyramids and camels. But maybe some of you haven't colored it yet, so here's your chance. Other than those illustrations, I can't really remember anything, and so I'm very curious what I'll be able to find in my collection. Not much, I expect, but I hope to find at least several, and so I'm very curious what camels I have. So I'm off to search through my collection, and see you later. So friends, I'm back, and what I can say, it's the most difficult to find prompt in coloring books from all that we had until now. Even in my big collection of coloring books, there is all that I was able to find. Not too much, of course, it's more than enough for me to color, but I'm afraid that many of you won't be able to find anything for this prompt. But anyway, I will hope that there are some of you that have some coloring books, maybe even different from this. Would be interesting and curious to see some other camels in coloring books. Don't forget that there is one in Circle of Life. There's one illustration. Also Kirby. I have two books with camels in it by Kirby, but I know there's another one from one of his first books. There's also a camel. So in Geomorphia we have this illustration. Reminds me of that one by from Circle of Life, but instead of pyramids we have ships here, a lot of sands here, and of course camels. Another illustration from Kirby, Walls Within Walls. There is a double spread and very interesting camel. I think Kirby Rosanes camels are the most interesting and the most cute camels that you can find. Always something unusual, as this camel with volcanoes instead of I'm not sure how you call that. Then I found a small illustration in this book Metamorphosis by Amélie Bernatan. It's originally it's French by Hachette, It was firstly published in France, this book, Art Therapy Metamorphosis. And there is again a quite interesting camel, and instead of volcanoes, as in Kirby's illustration, we have castles here. Very simple illustration actually, not big. Then I have this book, Russian Alphabet Coloring Book by Amanita. Actually, I'm planning to leave this book like this, uncolored, but who knows. And there is this illustration with camel, and only one printed illustration I was able to find. It's by Renata Berta, and it's like a Bedouin woman, I believe, with a camel. A very beautiful illustration. I do love it. And there is a lot of fur on this camel, but it's like grayscale, and I think it's not going to be that hard to color it. So maybe this one, quite beautiful. So that was all what I was able to find. So I will hope that some of you will find some other camels from other coloring books, but you never know. We'll see the results and see all the camels in a week. And that was all for today. I'll see you next time. Bye.